So we know, based on the comments that you guys have made, that you're dying to find out the difference or the power difference or the speed difference or whatever between a Pro R and a Turbo R. Yep. And we just happen to have both.
Yeah, we got both. They're a little different. So our Turbo R is a 4-seat, our Pro R is a 2-seat. But let's keep in mind that on the Pro R, I have put on a winch, front bumper, rear bumper, glass windshield, light bar. There's probably, I would say, at least 250 pounds worth of extra accessories on here with everything, including the fender flares and all that stuff. But then on top of it, we also have 33-inch tires, which I believe it came with 32s from the factory. Yeah. So this is slightly different, not 100% accurate. Let's keep in mind that these two vehicles are very different from one another. So, I mean, this isn't meant to be like, hey, which one's gonna be...
None of these tests that we do like this are ever scientific. They're just
it's not
for
scientific.
Fun. So I think what's gonna be most interesting, this is really all I'm here for, is the acceleration. Because I think the naturally aspirated 4-cylinder will accelerate way harder than the turbo, especially right off the line.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
I also think the 4-seater though will probably get better traction because it's longer.
It very well may, yeah. I mean, tires actually are very similar to one another. They're not all that different.
No.
1 inch, it's not that big of a difference. So
that much on either end.
Exactly, yeah, it's not all that much. I think we should launch in 4-wheel drive just because otherwise these things are going to do nothing but smoke the tires, and that's not going to prove anything. So
look cool though.
Yeah, and let's see what happens. I mean, you got a little bit more drag here with the larger fender flares. Well, maybe the windshield will be better.
It's going to slow us down.
Yeah.
No, it is. And I'm going to have...
You have mirrors on
if
too.
If you have your mouth open in that one, it'll slow you down a lot too because you don't have a windshield.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we can put the mirrors in for
Don't
speed.
mess with my mirrors. I need to see you behind me.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe dynamics helps. I don't know. Maybe it does something on takeoff.
Does stop it from squatting a little bit.
It might do something. So
you guys wanted to know, so we're here to tell you. This is one of those Friday afternoon. We got nothing else to do, so why not come out and goof off on this section of road that we use as our drag strip?
Yeah, this will be kind of cool just to see, and I don't know, maybe it'll be informative.
My white line's gone.
I don't know what to prove here, but we'll see which one is faster.
Proves that we listen to our viewers.
Let's do it.
There's mud on here. Ew. Ew, muddy. I gotta get the mud off so that it's faster. We can't have that extra weight.
Let's get buckled in.
Hey, Age, I had a breakfast sandwich, so I don't think it's gonna be totally fair. It had bacon on it.
Luke said he's had breakfast and I don't eat until noon, so I don't know, maybe there's some speed there. Let's see.
And they rented a decaf, so half my coffee had caffeinated coffee in it, so maybe I'm gonna be crazy fast. Good? Well, that was interesting.
I think you left faster than me off the line. I was a little lazy, but the funny thing was...
You were like the whole time, right beside me.
I was still just slightly, I think, creeping up on you, just like the slightest bit.
Really? Well, I know it's not faster top end because I've ridden them both down the road full throttle and they read the same speed and they're both limited. So yeah, they both go the same speed. So they both
get to the same speed, but getting there right now, like, that didn't blow the doors off this by any stretch of the imagination.
I anticipated that was going to be like jump way out and then slowly creep away from this.
Yeah.
But once you get in the boost, this thing has...
It seems to have legs once it gets in the boost.
Yeah.
I would be interested to find out if this in a 2-seat and that in a 4-seater is any different, if the wheelbase is helping, but Like these things aren't light. They're not really light vehicles. I don't know if it's going to make a big difference. If
I would say the wheelbase would only help off the line.
Yeah.
It doesn't help you anywhere else. And really, once the vehicle's moving,
Yep.
the weight doesn't become such of an issue. It's that initial acceleration that you've got to get the weight up to speed.
Yeah.
But once it's up to speed, the weight doesn't really matter.
It's not I mean, at a couple 100 pounds, it's not a big difference. Now the motor probably does weigh more than this one.
Oh, it does for sure. I've done the math.
We'll get the specs up on screen for what the difference is in weight between these two vehicles.
I'm just really surprised. I thought for sure that thing was going to blow the doors off this.
Yeah, me too. Like I watched your vehicle. This, once the boost kicks in, like for the first 15, 20 feet, this isn't really terribly impressive. And then once the boost kicks in, the front end lifts up. I had it in track mode this time. I had it in comfort first time. I don't know if that made a whole lot of difference off the hole, but or out of the hole. But this did. Once it gets into the boost, you really feel, and you're like, oh, okay, it's picking up.
I'll tell you one thing. When that hooks up, it's like I'm looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
It transfers weight so hard, and then as I come down the track, I guess at probably like 65 kilometers an hour, the front suspension settles down slowly. Yeah. But it is transferring way too much weight.
What if we crank the compression way up on the rear on it? Just like make it.
It is up. It's all the way.
Oh,
it's fully stiff.
Okay.
And then this dynamics is going to help keep the nose down.
Yep.
And the length is going to help keep the nose down too. Yeah. But this actually isn't that much longer than that. It's only like 10 inches longer.
Yeah.
It's not like 18, the difference between a 2 and a 4, because that's already super long.
And you got to remember, that has like almost 30% more horsepower than this.
Yeah.
What it tells me is that a Polaris Turbo is actually a really impressive motor.
Yeah. Let's switch it up.
Yeah. Okay.
And that'll give you a feel for how that works.
Don't mess my hat up, okay? Well, this sounds better, I know that much.
We're gonna do that one more time just to see.
I think because you did your burnout circle, you didn't put it back into all-wheel.
That's what I think too, yeah. Man, talk about a huge difference with the body roll and like weight transfer when you take off though. This doesn't lift its nose at all. It stays perfectly flat. Totally different. I love dynamics.
This thing did like a 9-mile burnout. Was I a long ways ahead or the same?
It was probably the same as when you and I ran.
Crazy.
Like you were like this.
Yeah.
And you were pulling just a little bit, but right before we let off the throttle, I completely evened out and you weren't pulling away.
That's crazy. All right.
Off the line, that was faster though.
Yeah, I think it is faster off the line.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Man, I really don't know what to think. Do you notice how much weight transfer that has though?
Oh, it's crazy. It goes to the moon, but that could be dynamics. If this was dynamics.
It is dynamics.
I don't think it would do it if it wasn't dynamics.
It's 100% dynamics. That's the only explanation for it.
I think that this is undoubtedly, look at the tires. They're like gummy and hot.
Well, they're getting good traction anyway.
Oh yeah. I would say that this is 1000%, like no question, faster off the line and pulls harder. Sounds so flipping good. Like the thing sounds like a race car. It's awesome. But considering that you're talking about like 30% more horsepower, I think it's 44 more horse. This is 181. This is 225.
This is also a 4-seat. It's longer.
I know. Like this,
heavier.
This is really impressive. I don't think
Dynamics weighs more.
Dynamics would weigh a bit more. I do have the rear rack on it, so the difference in weight between the two, we'll bring it up on screen like we said before. But at the end of the day, I think the turbo is really, really, really good.
I mean, that's not bad.
No.
It's just I expected more. You know what I mean? Off the line, you're faster. But like you experienced, all of a sudden they even out, and then this stays right with it. Not even Doesn't even creep.
I wonder if the numbers that they're given on this are not exactly, because I mean, I don't think they're lying about that. That feels fast. That thing is like
You think maybe it's more than 181?
I think maybe the turbo might be more than 181. When it's building full boost, maybe that thing's packing a bit more punch, because like you said, you experience the same thing. Once we get up to top speed and we're hauling, the turbo just starts to slightly creep into the R. It just starts to walk. This is faster off the line. It gets there faster, and it pulls harder right away.
As Mark would say, it's a finger walk.
Exactly, yeah. But once the boost builds,
this
thing starts to pull.
If you're on the throttle, if you were on the throttle on both,
yep,
up in the boost already, and you were ripping on the throttle, I don't think there's a big difference.
No, I don't think there's either.
I don't think you would have a big advantage over that. Now, if you were off the throttle all the time,
yes,
then that's going to feel better. Like on a track, for example, that would feel better, and it does, because it's right there.
Especially if you got to get slow into a berm and then hook and come out, this is going to be better.
There's no lag.
No.
But if you're on the throttle consistency, like say in a dune, where you don't have to be on and off, you're kind of always in.
Yeah.
I couldn't confidently say that you should take the 4-cylinder because it's better than this. I can't say that with confidence.
Yeah, I think the power of the turbo is very, very impressive. It works really good. At the end of the day, I don't think really there's a massive difference between the two. Whole shot award goes to the R. Top speed and kind of...
Well, top speed is the same. They're limited.
Top speed is the same, but once you get up to
top
speed,
end.
Top end, yeah, top end, I think the turbo actually finger walks
a little bit.
The R. So I'm impressed. I'm blown away. I'm actually shocked right now. I didn't expect
You're
this.
impressed, you're blown away, and you're shocked.
Yeah,
all at the same time?
All of those at the same time.
Dude, you're gonna be tired when we get back.
I know. Well,
okay.
This is interesting. You asked to find out, and we're telling you. Maybe you're disappointed, I don't know, but this is just the facts, and these are two from the dealer vehicles. These are not pre-productions. These aren't worked on in any way other than just the few accessories we put on. Nothing motor-wise.
There was no like technical advantage that one had over the other.
We haven't burned the belt on either of them. We haven't done anything significant engine-wise. We haven't to damage it or anything like that. There's no issue with either of them. They both are functioning 100% proper, and there's no codes, there's nothing. So it's not like there's some blaringly obvious problem with one or the other.
I'm almost baffled by it, honestly. I'm a little bit, it's a head scratcher.
Yeah.
To say the least. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
This is this is a Friday afternoon for us. So yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride, literally. And I hope you found this as interesting as we did.
I'm gonna be thinking about this for a while.
I know, it's gonna drive me nuts. I'm not gonna be able to sleep.